145 pounds in the Southeast region, brings one of our pound-for-pound toughest guys in Antonio Petrocelli, senior out of Owen J. Roberts. He's 33-4. He's our 1 seed. He won the North last week. Our 2 seed is Connor Eck from Ben Salem. He's 34-2 on the year. Our 3 seed is Alex Pratzner from Westchester Ruston, and the 4th seed is out of the South is Dylan LaJudas from Interboro Juniors, 27-11. This weight class has some outside the top 4 seeds, and I would even say all of the top 4 seeds are the toughest kids in this bracket. And Cole Flanagan, you have was the 3rd out of the East. He was a returning state qualifier from Council Rock South. Sammy Hayes missed his junior year. Would have been contention to maybe get out and be a state qualifier last year. He was 2nd in the East. He's a senior from Council Rock North, 30-10 in the year. Those are some other guys that maybe didn't win their district tournament that are pretty tough. X pretty tough because he beat Hayes again last week. Noah Fisher's had a good season. Shane Kibler's had a good season, but I think maybe getting a little bit exposed for lack of competition. At 30 and he was 30-4 going, or I'm sorry, 28-4 going into districts, and goes 2-2 and takes 4th. On top of that, there's Alex Johns, a nice season for Springford again. You look at the record and it doesn't jump off the page to you. He's 24-19, but he does a decent job of being tough to score on, and he's won some pretty clutch matches for the Rams this year. He's not one of their guys you expect to win every time, but he goes out and he does his job. And now at this point in time in the season, that's all he needs to do is go out and do his job and keep matches close and pick his spots and win, in which he's grown accustomed to doing. So let's jump in here. Right, the first match, we got Antonio Petrocelli and Jimmy Nania from Marple Newtown. Despite what Red says on the forum, Petrocelli's gonna take care of business here in that first round. The next match got Cole Flanagan and Alexander Gamble Williams from Sun Valley. Flanagan, again, too much of a seasoned vet for the freshman from Sun Valley. And then you have Sammy Hayes and Robert English from Westchester Henderson. Same thing. Hayes is just gonna be a little bit too tough for English, and put him down in the losers bracket or consolation bracket. Got Hayden McClellan from Conestoga, freshman, and Dylan LaJudas from Interboro. I'm gonna go with the junior from Interboro, coming off winning the South. Then we go in the bottom half of the bracket. We got Alex Prancer and Shane Kibler. I got Prancer winning, the junior from Westchester Ruston. We got Don Reimer and Noah Fisher from Boyertown. Again, Fisher 23-17, but it's Boyertown wrestles a significantly tougher schedule than Haverford High. He's gonna be he's been in a few more battles than Reimer has, and he's gonna win that one. Johns, and as talked about before, and Aiden Malley from Strathaven is a junior, only 20 matches under his belt. I'm going to go with Johns just because of his ability to keep matches close. In this point in time of the year, it's what you got to do. You got to keep matches close, and Johns says very good with that. And then you have Connor Eck and Jeremy McKinney. McKinney, the freshman from Oxford area. Eck's going to be too much for him. So as we jump into these quarterfinal matches, you got Petrocelli, Flanagan, Hayes, and LaJudas, Prancer, and Fisher, and Johns, and Eck. Seeds are going to hold here. I got Petrocelli beating Flanagan. I got Hayes. I shouldn't say seeds are going to hold, but got Hayes beating LaJudas. More like rankings are going to hold here. Prancer beating Fisher, and Eck beating John. Set up some good semifinal matches. Petrocelli and Hayes, future teammates at the University of Pittsburgh, wrestling again. Petrocelli's had the better of them so far this year, but each match has gone a little bit tighter because Hayes has been able to close the gap, and Petrocelli hasn't exactly been able to have his way with him the last time they wrestled, like he did early on in the season. So, but I still got Petrocelli, one of our pound-for-pound toughest guys in District 1, with the win to put himself in the finals, chasing that elusive regional championship. And this Eck and Prancer match. Eck's been, not, I wouldn't say on another level all year, but he's been, he's been pretty good and pretty close to that. I have him beating Prancer, set up a final between Eck and Petrocelli. which I got Petrocelli winning that regional title for the Wildcats. Again, he's a guy that's one of the I guess one of the wrestlers that the region will lean on to medal again and place high at states. He was 5th last year, and we're all excited to see him hopefully improve upon that. So we go down to the bottom half of the bracket and see where these guys shake out. We got Nani and Gamba Williams. Nani getting the win. Got English and McClellan. English getting a win there. Got Kibler and Reimer. Kibler with the win. Malley and McKinney. Malley getting the win. Malley gets Flanagan. Flanagan will get the win there. Kibler gets LeJudas. I haven't beaten LeJudas, but then it's lights out for Kibler after that. Flanagan beating him, and then looking up the top half of the consolation bracket, Fisher and English. Got Fisher beating English. Johns beating Ania. A little pack-on-pack crime there in the consolation quarterfinals. I got Fisher beating Johns, and Flanagan, like I said, beating Kibler. Then you got the drop downs. You got Hayes dropping down, and he beats Fisher, and Pransner beats Flanagan. Flanagan beats Pransner. Sent up a little Rock North, Rock South matchup with Sammy Hayes taking home 3rd place, and Fisher and Pransner. I got Pransner winning, punching that ticket to state. So, pretty cut and dry this one. You have Petrocelli, on a level higher than most of the other guys here in this weight class. Eka is, finishing 2nd because of the way the bracket falls. Maybe and if it fell a little bit different, Flanagan and or Hayes might have been that bottom half. Could have been a little bit a different match in the finals. But it is what it is. It's the way our seeding goes. Down the bottom, you got Hayes and Flanagan going for 3rd place, and then Hayes getting the better of him there, and Flanagan getting 4th, and Prancer getting 5th place. Flanagan, the guy, missed some time with injury. Doesn't have a whole lot of wrestling under his belt yet this year, but it's coming on strong at the right time. And those, as I haven't said it yet, but the Rock South guys, they talk about being made for March, and see what Flanagan is hopefully peaking at this time and getting himself ready for it. So like I said, 45 was one of the easier brackets to figure out. Well, not as much time as some of the other ones spent with research, just because, like I said, there doesn't have as much top end talent as some of the other weight classes we have here in the Southeast region. So again, stay tuned. 52 is going to be coming as well. If you're watching these in order, it's coming. If not, if you're picking and choosing with the different release times, you'll be able to watch when at your leisure. So that's what I got.